Hi there, Paul Brennan. Bring Our Birds Home on Friday the 15th of September. I've been holding off until the end of this week to make this update because a lot has been happening. It's been a fluid situation. Let's start with the DC-8, the former ZK-NZC, the last remaining original Air New Zealand DC-8 left on the planet. It's been derelict at Manaus Airport, Brazil, basically in the Amazon jungle since 2004. You should know that by now if you've been following the story. Today, Friday Brazilian time, we're expecting to receive an official letter from a judge stating that there are no federal or state taxes and fees against this airframe, clearing the way for direct negotiations with Infraero. This week we were hoping to be talking with them, but this letter has held things up. And I want to thank Cesar Nogueira, who is our representative out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, for getting us this far, for jumping through the bureaucratic hoops that have had to be jumped through to get to this point. When we have this letter in hand, we're able to start the negotiations. So Cesar has scheduled a meeting, it's been confirmed, in Manaus with Infraero for September 27th, and he's able to stay through a few days after that if needs be. So we hope to be able to pin down a price. We know sort of the ballpark of what it's worth in terms of its scrap value. We know what they want and need from it, and of course we know what we want and need from it. So I'm feeling quietly optimistic, though keeping it real. As I always say, anything left field could happen, you never know. But there is nothing officially in the way now to carrying out these negotiations and hitting on a price. And that's fantastic, considering we've been doing this for 8 months. We started out with no followers, just an idea. We've built it out to the point where we have nearly 2,000 followers. We've had nearly $7,000 or just over in donations come into our Give a Little page. Thank you so much for that. And we still need some funds. We still need to pay for people to travel about, to do deals, etc. And of course, when we have those deals lined up, as I've mentioned in previous updates, we'll be going to a new structure. I'll talk about that in just a moment. So the 27th of September is the date for the meeting in Manaus. That is confirmed. We will have this judge's letter, so there are no impediments to negotiations. And I'm hoping, you know, before the end of September or maybe in early October to be able to announce a deal for that DC-8. And just to think that we save it and bring it home, the possibility of that is just such a great feeling. Again, thank you to everybody who has supported us and donated to us. You have made this happen. So watch that space is all I can say. The DC-10 in Havana, Cuba, we were worried that it might be damaged by hurricanes. They seem to have missed a direct hit on Havana anyway. There's been a bit of flooding, but no wind damage to that airframe we've heard, so that's okay. I'll be talking to Mario, the ambassador from Cuba, about that in the next week or so to further that opportunity. I'm feeling quite optimistic about that as well. And you'll see on the screen here, CGTVO, the Canadian registration of what was ZK-NQC. There it is sitting at Trois-Rivières Airport in Quebec. It hasn't flown for almost a year. We're looking at ways to get that back, including the flight of a lifetime from Canada to New Zealand for enthusiasts. We're pricing that up. We're doing an itinerary. It may or may not be viable, but it's an idea we're pursuing. We also have a company out of the US called Soar. It's a well-known company in the aviation business for fixing airliners at remote areas that have been damaged or dismantling airliners and transporting them to other places. You saw in the previous video update the picture of the United Airlines DC-8 being towed off an airport to the California Science Museum. We're looking at doing maybe the same thing with our DC-8 NZC once we get hold of it in Manaus, Brazil. Soar have been fantastic with their information so far. We're looking at trying to have an association with them. They're pricing up their work for this dismantling to give us a good deal. So far, Chris from Soar has been really free with his advice. They're really aviation people. They're really keen about preserving aviation history. They're particularly interested in the Douglas aircraft. So I want to thank Chris and his colleagues at Soar for helping us out. And they're also putting together a plan maybe of how we can work NQC in terms of flying it either with passengers or without back to New Zealand. If not, we'll just have to let it go derelict at Quebec and maybe claim it as a wreck like the DC-8 and DC-10. So watch that space as well. We also have a museum that we're just about to do a deal with to take these machines. It is in the South Island. It's probably where you think it is if you've been following the updates that I've been giving you. It's a fantastic location. The folk there are absolutely set up for it, and it'll be a great place to restore these old airliners and to display them going forward. I'd like to thank Richard Fletcher, our lawyer in Wellington, who's giving us time freely, really keen on the project. He's putting us in front of some big corporate players who can consult with us on the best structure to operate this campaign going forward. Maybe a trust, maybe limited liability company to manage the assets, to provide the transparency and confidence so the support for this campaign is maintained all the way through to the goal, and that is getting those 5 airframes and restoring them. We've added another one to the 5, by the way. If you've been looking at the Facebook page, you'll be aware that we're making inquiries about the former Mount Cook 748, Hawker Siddeley 748 ZKDES, derelict at Southend near London in the UK. I'll let you know as soon as I get information back about that, but the reaction from our following to that aircraft is yes, get it. It's an essential part of our tourism history. We agree, so we're pursuing that one as well. So the 5 could become 6. I've got a feeling it will. We're talking to people in the UK about what we can do to get that aircraft back. Considering it's derelict, it's missing wings. Outboard of the engine nacelles, it's missing engines, but the airframe basically intact. So we hope to be able to make an announcement about that soon as well. givealittle.co.nz/cause/bring our birds home. Thank you for supporting our campaign, and I'll be back as soon as I can with more information. Until then, thanks for watching.